And now the stuff says we're doing a thing. But yes, I managed to find a Fizz because apparently there was supposed to be an Epic show last night. As we all know, that didn't happen. So apparently, on this totally factually not inaccurate, non-satirical show, we're going to find out right what happened. Isn't that right, Fizz?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well,
Oh,
let's
I
get
know
it.
I should be wary. Still I venture someplace scary. Ghostly haunting, I turn loose.
It's showtime!
I didn't scroll down fast enough, so I had to keep talking and interrupt myself. But you guys,
That was
what's going
awesome.
on? Means here, yes, and I am joined with my co-host, with the mo-host, celestial wolf girl from the moon that's totally documented in everything in a Christmas hat.
Yeah.
I like that. It actually has room for at least one of your ears.
No, there's an ear hole for both of them. You just can't see the other one because the ear is flopped over.
Ah, you're
See?
doing the old, I'm a kid from the 90s. I'm going to wear my hat to the side and have one ear hanging out. I see what you're doing.
Mm.
At least that's what I'm willing to claim. All right. So as we have from a totally not clickbaity thumbnail, because within the next year, apparently YouTube is going to be cracking down on the clickbait thumbnails, whatever that means.
Uh.
And so apparently, according to rumors on the Twitters and everything, Piper was supposed to have an effort show last night. It did not occur. I end up checking because I figured it maybe occurred in a 2 hour window where I was busy watching Jack Bauer trying to like fly a nuke into the desert and stuff. God bless George Mason. The bureaucrat came around and did more work in one day than he did his entire career, I claim. All right, we're going into some 24 deep lore, but that's not why we're here. We're here for Fizz to give us all the juicy details about what happened. And as we know, it's obviously has to do with all these drone sightings. People have people haven't been heeding the movie. They've been looking up. All these people all of a sudden want to look up. Didn't they hear you? Don't look up. That's what the movie is about. But people started to look up and they started to notice things they had not noticed before, things that they did not necessarily know. It's not like human consciousness is like, I look up, there's a random thing in the sky. I don't mean a dang thing for a second because I don't care. But as soon as you're conscious of there might be things up there, you'll look up and Fizz, Fizz, listen, I understand. I'm willing to vouch for you. Did you not come to Earth or the United States like in a non-legal fashion?
Um. I mean, technically, not every wolf in the United States is registered. Like, they're in the wild. They kind of go wherever the hell I want.
Fizz, I will advocate with you. We will say that you were born here. I will claim that Fizz is a naturalized citizen, at least in this form. Um, is that accurate?
Sort of.
Rick is correct. Do not answer that question. Since this is
Oh.
a public broadcast that may be held accountable in a court of law. It's not like this episode would simply get laughed out of court. I mean, it's we haven't done that for years and stuff because everyone's totally serious and nobody would ever troll ever. So, Fizz, it was a late night with all those drones looking for you, wasn't it? Fizz, spill the beans.
um. Well, okay. First of all, I can definitely assure you, uh, not all of y'all's birds are real.
Wait, wait. What are you insinuating? Are you insinuating some birds are not birds?
Yeah.
Go on.
some birds are bird-shaped drones, just so you know.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah, they were doing the bird necromancy and stuff. Yes. Tommy, I don't know if they've gotten to the guinea pigs yet. Be wary, my friend. Keep an eye out. And maybe occasionally look up. I mean, don't look up. Don't look up. That's the thing. Yes, Jax. Uh, problem solved forever. Oh dear. Rick has just made the claim burns aren't real. Uh-oh.
It's only half right.
We just yes, just multiply it by 1/2. That's listen, just because that's thing, it's an imaginary board that's behind me that I was bothering Fyzz with the math before I turned on my natural Ouroboros style location here.
It was his bathroom wall math.
Bathroom wall math, yes. Yes, greetings, humans. We were just talking to the cats about that earlier. But I digress. So, Fyzz, now listen. There's a lot of folks that have come here that maybe don't always have all the documentation. As long as you're not bothering everybody, they usually will leave you alone. Fyzz, why are you getting so much heat?
Well, I think it was fine when I was in a wolf form. I think everything started going wrong when I gained opposable thumbs.
I mean, that's what happened for the Raptors and stuff, or at least they learned how to open the doors. And I think they might have a thumb joint or claw joint or something. But yeah, that's usually what happens. So wait a second. What did you do with the opposable thumbs?
Nothing.
That was a very guilty voice.
I was told not to answer any questions that may
Well-
incriminate me.
Yes. Rick had mentioned that, and I think it's something in the Constitution. Yes, if you are a naturalized wolf girl, you have your Fifth Amendment protections. Well, Tommy is claiming that getting heat can be a good thing. The collective knows a thing or two about it. Oh, that's spicy. Those of y'all that may have been in the business or paid attention to the business of professional wrestling, there's this little thing called getting heat means you're getting a lot of tension. A lot of folks there are feeling a bit ornery with you. And if you have the ability to go in there and a whole lot of people want to see stuff and things happen for better and worse because there's all different perspectives and everything, you can monetize attention nowadays in certain forms. So or maybe you always have, yeah.
Okay, I get it.
But the other potential thing is, and I'm sure this isn't the case, because this was, according to my notes, over 2 years ago now. And there was a little incident 2 years ago that within the deep lore of this channel, some of y'all may remember. And that deep lore was this right here. Yes. Breaking the multiverse. Where is Fyzz? Oh my god, Sharkcano! And as we can see, Fyzz was commenting, fishies.
Fishies. Fishies. Fishies.
Gotta go fish.
Why you cannot not think of that freaking commercial, I swear.
It's a good little jingle. But oh wait, no, I'm sharing the window. Okay. But yes, live internets. But as we know, what happened from that is Fyzz being new to Earth and everything, and since nobody's up there watching the moon right now, except a few tardigrades that are in suspended frozen animation or whatever water bears do, it's basically nobody's taking care of the moon. Nobody's in charge because the moon goddess ain't there. She's apparently around here. Fyzz is looking for her, and hopefully she'll find her in some iteration of existence.
It's on my to-do list, though.
Yeah, well, that and I think Destiny. But
yeah, they both keep getting bumped down, though.
Yeah, but we remember what happened since Fyzz ended up going on to a Sharknado like binge and being like, Wouldn't it be really cool? And it's like, wait a second. There's a whole bunch of sharks and stuff that like hanging out around this underwater radioactive volcano. Oh, let's tug on a few little strings of the Cosmoverse and let's gravity to do some different stuff and things with the moon. And then the volcano started to erupt. And during that eruption, it cooked a whole lot of sharks and fish that had been exposed to radiation. It
Cooked
also
by
may have
radiation, just like a microwave.
it also may have thrown enough stuff up in the atmosphere to raise the average temperature of Earth by about 1 degree for about like 2.5 years. But
Oops.
I'm sure that was just a coincidence. But
Sorry about some people's white Christmas they didn't get for 2 years.
yeah. I mean, I'm kidding. Like sitting on a chair outside today because it was pretty warm, so maybe they thank you. But hey, Jax, what's going on? Not good. It was not. Lowering the value of that opening claim. Okay.
Mhm.
Uh, okay. Maybe that's just me because it automatically lowers certain things on my end, or I think it's based upon how much output I have. All right. Hey, K-Show. Thank you for joining. You have words, Fyzz. You took a breath, or are you just existing?
Oh, no, I'm just I do that sometimes so I get some oxygen.
Ah,
Turns out these bodies need some of that or they stop working right.
yeah. That's why Godzilla and certain folks aren't fans of the oxygen destroyers because it seems to just nullify life and stuff as we know it. But
Yeah.
well, except for extraterrestrials like King Ghidorah, they seem unaffected. But yeah, most Earth things don't like it. But we all remember what happened after this. I think Piper was thinking about kicking you out of the house for a while because you would consume some of the radioactive fishes.
Yeah. It's not
Why would you do
fair.
such a thing?
She said my farts glowed in the dark and she couldn't sleep.
Yeah. Wait a second. Weren't there some random folks saying that people were alleging they were radiation detection drones for whatever reason? I mean, some folks had conjecture, and I have no idea. I heard some random person that I have no idea the credibility of saying, "Oh my God, there must be like a nuclear device or something." I cannot substantiate any of that. The only potential radioactive leaks that I know about potentially were from did you go on a late night bender? Were you trying to like torture Piper and get her over her fear of airplanes? But they're like, let's go to the coast. Drive there, eat some nachos. All right. Let's go on the bus. Let's go down to Mohegan Sun. Oh, let's go down to New York City.
She she said that she missed the coast and being on a coast and she didn't like being landlocked, so I mean, but I can't help but notice that everywhere I've been lately people keep seeing these drone things.
You, you better to both coasts.
She wanted some fish.
From both coasts? She's terrified of flying. It's like, listen. I don't know Piper's full deep lore and stuff. I've only met her on the internet and gone to different gaming arcades and movies and stuff with her a couple of times. But she seems pretty terrified of flying. And from what she shared, I don't see her going consensually to all of these states to grab some fish and chips and some fish sticks. That doesn't seem like the best reason.
Okay, well, technically, to be fair, I didn't actually bring her with me. However, the drones don't care. I guess, yeah, because I hang out here enough. She decided to hide.
Oh, wait. So you went on a plane unsupervised?
No, I use my tail.
Oh, wait a second. Wait a second.
Which is probably another reason why there's I think the drones are starting to look for me. Because I may have maybe knocked into a few.
You you bumped into the drones?
They were in my way.
Wait, oh no. Oh no, this makes much more sense now. I'm like, all right. So if you're literally doing the miles per hour of the fox, aka Tails' little thing with a single wait, how does that work? I don't never really understood how we got it to work with like the two tails and like something alternating.
Yeah, I'm not sure how Two Tails do it because how he doesn't twist his two tails up like there's bones are supposed to be in there, but whatever.
No, but Bone's right here. I see a hi Bone. He's in kitty form. It means
Kitty.
yeah. Okay, so wait a second. So what you're saying is you're tail choppering from coast to coast to get some more fish because you had a hankering for the fishes because they're
Mm.
so delicious.
Yeah, and I like them fresh.
But you still have remnants in your digestive tract from the previous fishes. So as you were rotating, you were also putting some radioactive poop gas into the atmosphere, which, I mean, if anybody's looking to monitor the homeland, is there any radiation around here? Oh my God, massive spike, massive spike, massive spike. Why? Oh my God.
Yeah, it's
Explain
only
many
when I
things.
eat the wrong thing, which happens a lot because I
Because you
like
keep
eating
stopping at
stuff.
Taco Bell.
Nacho fries, man. Nacho fries.
Nacho fries.
Nacho fries.
Twist that. Oh, twist that tail like a cork. Well, yeah, it's like a little twisty thingy you did, or no, the little wheel, You just hook
Yeah,
up
look, if you've
perforation.
ever seen an incredibly happy dog, you can see how a tail helicoptering works.
Well, Rick, if you see a fizz in the air,
No, you
run.
didn't.
Yeah, you saw no fizzes. These weren't the fizzes you were looking for. There was yes,
You finally flipped.
I mean that's an appropriate response, right?
Ever
And
since Sharkcano, man, my farts glow in the dark. Ever since then.
Oh my goodness. Too much has come from this one show that I feel like would be hilarious referenced later, especially out of context.
gift that keeps on giving.
I love the bleeps. I love it.
Hey, we try to be. Listen, I watched a lot of TV as a kid, and at least on standard network TV and mostly on cable before 10 p.m., people really wouldn't curse that much, or they would curse. You just bleep it out 'cause you know what they're saying anyway, but it just makes it a lot funnier, and it's I don't know,
I think
swearing
bleeps
lost a lot.
enhance the somebody is cussing experience.
Well, Bone stands corrected. My current hypothesis. This has been tail choppering around the country, crop dusting all the way.
Yeah, but I definitely been spending a lot of time on the coast to get fresh fish.
Well, maybe we can, at least according to this map, it seems to have only really been happening on the coasts.
Yeah.
Your central point. So I'm thinking once you got to the coast and you started to eat lots of stuff and things, yeah, that probably put your yeah, a little under pressure there and had to be released or something like that. Um, Either that or it dissipates once you get closer there. And those probably also correspond to some military bases or something. But I'm sure that has nothing to do with the actual situation. It's because
Well, see, here's
obviously,
the problem, right? Right by an Air Force base, like the Air Force
oh,
base. And
so
I
you're like
don't know all this stuff about like different people's airspace, personal space. I don't know. Freaking air traffic. I don't know about that crap, right?
normal traffic.
So yeah, I may have started to upset some people However, I too have been accused of being a drone and a UFO at times, so that's neat. But yeah, and so nobody believes Piper that it was me.
So, well, I mean, listen, I'm sure if you just simply put on a smile and you look somebody in the eye while wearing sunglasses and tell them, listen, it's totally not me. It's my celestial lunar wolf girl roommate who's been spinning her tail, learning how to fly, and occasionally putting out radioactive poop gas that she had gotten after she digested all the sharks from the Sharkcano incident a couple of years ago. I wouldn't believe that.
Right? That's what I said. But no. She's spent all yesterday packing. Says she's gotta lay low for a bit or something. She also told me that I needed to also, but like, why?
Listen, I can't say that I have a hoverboard. Listen, I watched Back to the Future like a lot of y'all. I don't consider the covered hoverboards the actual hoverboard. To be fair, they do a lot of the same thing, and I see people literally zipping around campus and stuff on them, and they're actually going at a pretty good clip. So I'm like, all right, from that thing that I tried standing on once, and I'm like, hell no, I'm gonna break this dang thing.
Oh, the thing with the
That was a
wheels
number of years.
that's known for catching on fire, like all the
Well,
time.
those were early batteries. I mean, I had a roommate at one point. She couldn't even exchange her phone because she needed to return it back to the store that she got it in Ohio or Indiana or something. But she was in Massachusetts, and then they had a rule: you can't ship this phone due to chance of it catching on fire. It's like,
Whoa.
but I need to get rid of it. I can't keep using this because it might catch on fire. And you run
Right?
into these paradoxes. Well, you need to do this. You just need to drive like 800 miles that way. That's obviously fine. But bonus commenting that they were watching the NASA International Space Station live stream today, and saying that they saw a few orbs appear, and then NASA cut the feed. Listen,
Don't worry, those are ghosts.
To be fair, ghosts are real, or at least occasionally within certain particle measurements and stuff. It's like, what are we doing? Peering into another dimension or something? It's not like this show is about peering into other dimensions of reality and the stuff and things that can or cannot take place. I mean, that's what I have Fyzz here. I mean, who else is going to be the new Wolfram assistant that's adorable and a wolf?
Yeah.
I'm just saying you have all the qualifications except for actually being qualified outside those things. I mean, maybe actually no, I take that back. That was too mean. You
I
know,
am more qualified than a DEI hire.
Well, it depends on if they're a wolf girl and they were adorable. So I mean, it's those are basically the requirements and stuff. DEI or not, it's can you do the job? Because that's what really matters, right? It's like we're not going to say a whole
That's
bunch
why I
of
said I'm
things
more
and be-
qualified.
Listen, I am very biased on this just because you're my co-host, and if you were to become the little digital assistant replacing Clippy from back in the day, listen, Rick, I got a lot of love for you. Clippy, I have no idea whose idea that was. It was a good idea. It just failed horribly. It's like one of those like worst best ideas. It's a great like Google Circles. Fantastic idea. We'll section things up. We can have our S posters over here. You can have your family over here. But people already have
Yeah,
Facebook.
segregate all of your friends.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what we do on different angles on like the YouTubes and the Twitters. Oh, I like these things. How dare you like these things? I'm gonna wave my finger and post all these bad things. And we totally wouldn't do incognito or pseudo ops on the internet. That would be wrong. Just had to get another last finger wave in there. Oh, we got Kronos. We got the old man fighting himself. But oh, I watched that show, Rick. Halt and Catch Fire was an excellent show. It's they might be talking about something else. Yes, Nanu, my friends. God, I miss more from what they
Mm.
posted some random thing on Twitter about. It's like a chimp as Robin Williams, and I'm watching. I'm like, okay, that's kind of entertaining. I'm not getting to Robin Williams, and then all of a sudden I read it. It's like, no, Robbie Williams, and it
Oh
was a
yeah.
retweet from somebody's like, who is Robbie Williams? I feel like I've heard that name. I don't know if it's Robin Williams' son, but I watched the thing because I thought it said Robin Williams. I'm like, are they doing a remake like they did with Michael Jackson? There's a
Almost
lot
did
of
that
digital
too.
necromancy going.
Almost happened to me too.
What did you do?
No, the same thing. Clicking on that, going, what does this have to do with Robin Williams?
Oh,
I clicked on
we
that.
were baited.
Yeah, it was
We
in
were
my
baited
feed.
by our inability to read correctly. It's I don't know about the electric surfboards. I can't something about electricity
What?
having enough electricity to do that and what I'm sure you could probably do something, but if a shark bite, oh, that'd be like the end of Jaws too. Like if you had like a powerful enough electric surfboard, like if you had enough lithium ion or whatever the next generation battery storage is in the entire board, like and with the foam covering and stuff to give you your buoyancy and stuff. And you have like a little propeller or stuff on the back.
Imagine surfing and your surfboard catches fire right in the middle. That'd be crazy.
God. Oh, no. See, that's terrible because my mind immediately goes to it. And this is a dark thing. I apologize. We might have somebody literally die in a fire in the middle of the ocean
I
or on
mean,
the
that's
edge of the ocean.
technically probably happened before on.
No, that has happened. I've watched enough
Yeah.
Godzilla movies. Okay, let's get out of the dark side. Let's get out of the dark side.
Oh.
Go over to the light side of Fizz has been learning Japanese.
いいえ、私はアメリカ人です。
I have no idea the words that just came out of your mouth, but your mouth kept moving after you said it, so it looked like a Japanese dub. I'm just saying. Oh yeah, oil rigs. Yeah,
that's what I was gonna
my
say.
God,
Oil
yeah.
rigs.
Oh no, I remember that thing. What was it? Early
It's
2010s,
happened.
2009. There was the oil pipeline thing there, and then like people died on the rig and stuff, and then like we're leaking a small amount of oil. And then you see the thing of like, that looks like a lot of oil. And then eventually they get an up close shot that they had as an internal feed of the HD thing. And you're like, no, that's like 100,000 like barrels or gallons of oil like a day that you're pissing out for like 60 something days. Yeah, that killed a lot of birds. Wow, we went back to the death. Oh,
Yeah,
God.
well, that's on you, man. I was sitting here like I thought we were.
No, I asked. No, I put the situation out there. It was responded to, and yeah, this is why you never give me power. So Fizz, I see you're in front of one of your favorite parks. Hopefully, you're hiding in some pocket verse or
I'm supposed
something.
to be hiding.
Um,
Oh, that's right. Piper keeps telling me to do that.
Yeah, I mean, if Piper had to disappear because you kind of started getting some heat from, I don't know, interacting with the occasional drones, and then if you're tooting out a little bit of radioactive decaying substances from eating all those radioactive fishes and stuff, I
Those
mean,
are
that might
celestial farts, dang it.
I'm gonna go with radioactive farts, but then again, I will back you up because we all know that you love the fishes.
I love the fishes because it's so delicious.
That's okay. So if they try to claim that was like less than five. Hold on, that was less than. That's exactly 5 seconds. I will actually fight them on that. Hey, you gotta try to get some monetized at some point. It's like you gotta have some revenues coming in with the current structure and everything, because otherwise, yeah, it might not persist. So,
Well, yeah, if you don't get monetized, how is YouTube gonna punish you?
well, there's plenty of ways. There are always ways to be punished and everything. But
It don't hurt as bad as being punished after you're monetized, though.
that's That's accurate. Actually, to be fair, I was invited to the partner program a little over a year ago, and then I waited, I think, like 3 or 4 days before I even responded at all. And in that 3 or 4 days, the algorithm has going through some stuff. And the video that helped get me monetized, that was starting to catch up in it was an anime music video. It
Uh-oh.
was, yeah, no, it was the Dragon Ball Super, basically where they have the five Universe 7 characters versus like that like Super Aniaraza like kaiju type thing there, and they play Ultimate Battle. So I did I updated an Ultimate Battle underlay there, and I looked at it and I'm like, they took it down, and I'm like, I don't feel confident challenging this. All I really did was change the music, and I still have like 3.5 minutes of just straight unedited footage aside from the audio. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, to be fair, if you're gonna challenge it, you're supposed to be like, I believe that if I were to go to court, I could at least win this. I'm like, yeah, I don't see myself winning that. Had I applied a few days before, I may have entered the partner program. But that's okay. That's okay. Hey, that's what Patreon and other stuff and things are for. Shout out to my patrons.
Yeah.
Joe Franco, Dave M, and Danny, who's been to the monastery as well. Oh yeah, and Fyzz has links and stuff like that. Fyzz likes to eat too.
Yeah. The Twitch
Just not
has
more
been
radioactive fishes.
yeah. Oh. Aw.
At least go to a secure location. If you visit MIT sometime, they're looking to build
The secret ingredient is uranium.
That's the secret ingredient to a lot of things, unfortunately. Yes. For
Twitch is how
generating.
I help contribute to my own food. Piper still ends up paying for most of it though.
Yeah, yes. This who is twitching? Well, Fyzz is a twitcher. She likes to do stuff and things on Twitch. Occasionally, she dies in a fire in Minecraft.
Occasionally. Or like every other stream.
Kronos. This is literally the deep lore of like the ghosts of like Christmas past or something. One of those
Oh
things.
goodness.
But because yes, this was a thing. As we can see, 2 years ago, breaking the multiverse. Where is Fyzz? Oh my God, Sharkcano. Yeah, when that volcano just started to erupt. Somewhere over there in like Southeast Asia, I believe. The radioactive volcano, a lot of sharks liked hanging around and stuff. And then Fyzz watched the Sharknado marathon. God, that'd be the spin-off series.
That
But
cinematic brilliance.
so after watching that, being the steward of the moon who is not attending her charge because nobody's in charge on the moon except for the frozen water bears. But yeah, she used her gravity stuff and things, and then basically the volcano moved and then started to erupt. So it cooked all the fishes and everything over there. And then once all the fishes were cooked, then we raised the temperature of the planet for about 1 degree for like 2 years and everything. Yeah, the
Best volcano. Sharkcano is best volcano.
volcano is the best volcano, yes. And we all know it's because
I could eat a man today.
And my mom says that's okay.
oh yes, and of course with a little jingle of the goldfish song, it's like, oh my God, this might be the most people that have ever watched this show. But that's okay. That's okay. We've got lots of friends all over. Feel free to spread the totally real, absolutely not fake. Everything here is obviously 100% true. Update about the drones and how somebody has been flying without a license and tooting all the way out her radioactive fishes she ate because they were so delicious.
Because they're baked, not fried like most.
Yes, that's why. Oh God, that's what happened to America. We stopped baking things. I forgot the last part. I thought they're going to refrain again, but
Whoops.
Yes. Go on.
What was I gonna say? Oh, in my defense, I didn't know that you would need to get special permission to fly things that aren't aircraft. I thought all that stuff was for operating flying machines, not my own tail.
See that? Because this is the point where you fall into like a legal limbo right there. Because I think like the whole FAA thing is supposed to cover all the different drones and stuff and things. But that also means that like if you're a hobbyist or something, you have a drone, and to be fair, you could probably go buy like a $20,000 drone, and it's actually like really nice. You can have a nice camera. You could rig it up with probably some styrofoam and stuff, and make it look really cool, and probably put some lights on it and stuff. And we all know that it's not like somebody went along and was like, "Oh, hey, look up. Don't listen to that dang movie. Look up." And people started to notice things. And then as far as people started noticing, you know what? There may have been some really weird stuff up there. I don't doubt it. There's always weird stuff around. Welcome to Earth. But if there's weird stuff up there, and a whole lot of folks are out there like, wait, people are looking up at cool things in the sky. I've got a drone. We all know nobody would ever troll anybody to get a rise out of them. I'm just curious how many, and this is also a shout out to Event Horizon, aka John Michael Gaudier. He did a quick little video about this last evening. And what he
Okay.
had said, he's like, yeah, now some of the stuff is weird. Some of the stuff, I don't know what it is. Who knows where it is? Yeah, that would technically fall under the criterion of unidentified flying object, or
Mm,
what is it? Unexplained aerial phenomenon, aka UFO 2.0, a little less stigma. But
yeah.
but it's like, okay, I just know like if all of a sudden people are seeing a bunch of weird stuff in the sky, I'm like, oh, maybe it's a drone, maybe they can't explain it, maybe it is something weird.
See, here's the
I just
neat
know it.
part. Here's the neat part about your government, right? They jumped on this. Other governments did too. So I'm saying human governments, right? Now that any freaking body can be flying random stuff in the air, they don't have to hide it when they're the ones flying random crap in the air and doing weird stuff. No longer do they have to worry about, oh, what if somebody sees us flying in the air and thinks it's a UFO? No, we'll just make sure there's so much stuff in the sky that nobody cares anymore.
Welcome, nerdy. Yes, even the flying foxes obviously need a license.
What?
Because that's an nerdy has joined us. He happens to be a rodent slash picklekin, but that's within the deep lore of different channels on the internet. But okay, so here's the thing.
And yet, for some
All I know
reason, they
is
still like disguising a lot of them as birds. I don't know why, but they still do that.
people have been practicing necromancy in all different forms from the days of, was it Kyber or something from Game of Thrones, when he kind of brought back the mountain or staved off death, and Cersei was so concerned. She was like, "Will he be weaker?" And his response was, "Oh no, not at all." Yeah, you didn't mention, yeah, he's kind of a zombie here, but that's okay. That's okay. That's who would. Oh my God. Nerdy is confirming what Rick was saying. Birds aren't real. Oh no. We just made it on 3 more government watch lists. Congratulations, Fizz.
I was gonna say, I've seen some that they don't even like necromance dead birds. They just make very convincing bird robots to fly areas that they want to surveil.
I've seen them. I've seen them. And a lot of times it's like, when we get a dead bird, it's like, well, we could put this in the ground, or we could taxidermy it, pull out its innards, replace it with a whole bunch of Mechagodzilla like parts, and then it can serve its country.
Yeah. Like the
I feel
audience.
like again. I've been watching a lot of 24, so that seemed like the appropriate response to something like that. Uh, and again, it's like what you just laid out. It's like, well, if we're gonna do something. I believe it was Merry or Pippin that said, "The closer we are to danger, the further we are from harm." Because if all of a sudden everyone's looking up, and then we all know nobody would ever do the old, "Oh, well, here's an old sailor story," or something like that. Nobody would ever exaggerate about certain things. Like nobody would see like a random blinking light that they didn't realize and be like, "Oh my god, it's totally the Martians." Why? Because we don't see them on Mars. So obviously it's Marvin the Martian coming down looking for Fizz. Fizz, you stopped returning his phone calls.
I mean, he ain't even supposed to be there.
I mean, I'm sure Daffy and the rest of the Duck Dodgers from the 21st and a half century would agree with that. Kronos, I am an ancient being. I may not be as ancient as you, but I get around a little bit. It's what is this? Is kid on the beach. Make you. Oh my god! Listen, I have a deep history with kites. I had a kite, and I was controlling it. And at one point, it went into a dive bomb, and I pulled up, and I tapped on someone's hood of the car. And my neighbor, whose lawn I was on flying the kite, was like, "How did you control it so well?" I'm like, "I didn't. I totally lost control in that dive, and just happened to pull up at the right time." I'm like, "Oh." That's the point where you realize sometimes if you do a cool thing, you stop talking. So people
Yeah,
will actually think you did a cool thing.
yeah. I have a problem with the. No, no, no. Actually, I'm getting better at saying, "Yep, I totally meant to do that. That was awesome."
Hmm. You have
Sure.
improved. You have improved. Because occasionally I've noticed there would be words, yes, and occasionally there would be cheering. And Fizz was like, "No, that was the only thing that I was doing there." I've I've had those experiences as well. Somebody randomly on Discord, it's like you go on there and somebody asks about, "Oh, well, what are your thoughts upon this view of like some philosophy or something like that?" And I'm like, "Oh, something about Quine's two dogmas according to this blah blah." And I'm like, "Oh, you must study a lot of philosophy and do all this stuff and everything." I'm like, "No, I literally just watched The Expanse with one of my friends while I was helping her with her homework for her philosophy and like social decisions classes and stuff." So we watched that, and it's like, all right, and it gave us like 60 to 80 pages of Quine. It's like, I'm very ADD. I don't feel like reading all this. So we actually put on like a 45-minute thing with Thomas Quine himself explaining that topic. She got an A in the class.
Nice.
And I got introduced to The Expanse, which I would claim is it's a pretty good show. So let's see. Mole people. Moga from Breath of Fire 1. He was a mole dude. It's pretty cool. Could dig holes. Let's no. You leave the moles out of this. And the poor bulls are getting exterminated by cats and apparently the squirrels now too. Apparently squirrels actually can be carnivorous. And they've been ravaging
Yeah.
on bulls.
Wait,
Oh, you
what?
know, I saw a thing on the Twitters, and take it with a grain of salt. It came from a place that's a dumpster fire, but they may have actually observed squirrels like eating bowls and stuff like the small rodents and stuff. So like if they're
Oh,
hungry,
yeah. Yeah, squirrels are not obligate herbivores.
oh, so they're omnivores.
Yeah, most rodents are not obligate. Pretty much all rodents are not obligate herbivores. Yeah, they can eat.
What's an obligate herbivore?
That means that they are designed primarily, to eat certain plants. However, they can get their nutrients anyway.
Oh, so that's kind of like a cow can eat a bird,
Yeah.
or snakes, or almost anything that can fit in its mouth. Well,
I mean, pretty much
Nerdy is
anything.
confirming that, so apparently we have somebody from the Rodentia community confirming that they can eat pretty much anything. So,
I can't remember. Let's see. There are.
or foot
I know plenty of which animals are obligate carnivores. So there's some carnivores that obviously like they're designed to hunt. They're designed to like they got the sharp's teeth, but they can technically eat other stuff. Like bears can eat other stuff. Um, I know the cat family are obligate carnivores. And that means no, they can't live without food like meat. They have to meat.
Yes, rest in peace, Peanut and Fred.
Oh, why did we have to go there?
Because we were talking about carnivorous squirrels and
Aw.
squir- I Bone. I don't know that that's a fact. I mean, to be fair, are squirrels what about acorn milk? Because I thought squirrels were noted for eating acorns and stuff. Is that like their normal tasty snacks, or I I could imagine them drinking almond milk. I have no idea. I have no reference frame. I'm still unsure how they milk the almonds. Yes, obviously we must pray for the almonds.
Yeah, squirrels especially with the nuts. So they are hardcore into plant protein. They get that from nuts. Um Different nuts. However, if they're really lacking protein, they can consume animal protein, which would be going ahead and eating some freaking animals, often some bugs, supplement.
So it's kind of like the equivalent of like most humans seem to be omnivores. So it's like, all right, you could have a delicious homemade steak dinner or something. You you could go to McDonald's, you could snack like a Big Mac or something. And if there's no steaks or McDonald's available, you can run into a 7-Eleven, get like some popcorn and chocolate, and probably survive for a while off of that.
Yeah. Humans are one of the critters that are true omnivores. Yeah, this is weird because it's almost like the alignment chart. Like the D&D alignment chart, only for
Hey,
what nutrients different animals need. And humans are one of the ones that are like total omnivores, which means not only was our faces kind of designed to eat both, but also will be very unhealthy if our diet does not contain certain meats and uh vegetables or whatever, certain plants and animals, basically.
I like this.
Yeah. Yeah, so
So,
humans would
so
be right there. True
yeah.
neutral, true omnivore, I guess.
So basically, we eat everything.
Yeah, if we say good is the herbivore, and if we say evil is complete carnivore, then there's different levels.
So are you a lawful carnivore or are you a chaotic carnivore? Ah. It's I feel like this could be extended to like Jurassic Park too.
Nice.
Like, all right, you got the Indominus over here because it just likes murdering stuff.
Yeah, that's
Uh,
felines.
yeah, that's
I'm
okay.
not even
Lost.
kidding. Like, I know this sounds like a joke, and I'm dissing cats, but that's actually chaotic evil. That
I
is,
I love cats. I grew up with cats. I see an insurmountable amount of evidence, mostly dead bodies, supporting that.
yeah.
When you let a cat outdoors, it typically becomes a murder machine.
Oh yeah, yeah. They are chaotic evil for multiple reasons. But if we say evil is also carnivore, then we'll say chaotic carnivore also means they have to stick to animal proteins. Like,
Okay. And then our lawful good folks would be vegans. Is this how this goes?
yeah, well, lawful good, that would be like obligate herbivores, ones that cannot digest anything but whatever specific plants their diet consists of. Uh,
Okay.
like
So neutral is like a vegetarian, and then chaotic good is like the vegetarian that also eats like eggs and fish, maybe.
we'll say neutral is still like an omnivore. sort of, but
Oh, I got the axes
mostly
wrong.
like
Okay.
yeah. So basically, a non obligate herbivore. So they're primarily an herbivore, but they can get their food elsewhere if they need to murk an animal for it, like a random ass snake with cows and stuff. And then chaotic is they're not an obligate herbivore, and also they just kill for fun. So they're
Ah.
primarily herbivore, but they will kill you.
Okay, so are we talking about other animals or are we talking about plants and stuff here? Because I'm trying to get a sense for the.
We're talking about animals and what their primary diet is.
Ah, okay. So like, okay, so this is we eat meats, we eat plants.
Yeah, mostly eats meats, mostly eats plants, and in the middle would be
Only eats.
well, that would be lawful. Would be only eats.
Uh,
I think neutral
I
is
could see
closer to
that.
omnivore, closer to
Oh, okay, so it's a
omnivorous.
gradient going both ways. Okay.
Yeah,
Whoa. I'm learning all types of stuff and
yeah.
thanks to
The
that.
chaotic end is not only do they eat whatever, but they're murderers. Because technically, this
Okay.
chart doesn't 100% fit. It's just
You could be a
kind of close to
scavenger. Yeah, you could be a scavenger. You could just kill to live, and then you kill for fun.
yeah. And you eat,
Ah,
yeah, like, and you have to eat meat, but
that
also grass is true neutral.
grass is
See, I
true
think
neutral.
pure omnivores, like obligate omnivores would be true neutral. I feel like because they actually like can't function properly without both in their diet, like a good mix of both.
So obligate means you are obligated or you tend towards.
Obligate means that's what them science people's been calling it lately, at least, is it means that they have to stick with. They are designed only to
Okay.
digest a certain thing. And then non-obligate, that means they can technically, if they need to, supplement with things not in their normal diet, including meats. And the other way around. Like a
Uh,
carnivore that if they have to, they can also eat some plants, because why not?
some
Pandas,
I
yeah.
think yeah, I think Jack's I think some dungeon masters if they're running a Dungeon and Dragon campaign, a lot of the alignments it's like so listen, I've had some good DMs. So maybe I'm just very biased here, but some folks just run as a quick combat thing. So it's like, oh, that only just depends on your damage function if you're fighting with somebody that has plus or minuses or alignment or something. So if you're using dark magic, light magic, or whatever, the iterative Dungeons and Dragons version of that is. Yes, grass I think has
Most of
fiber.
this leaning thing, honestly, is the alignment thing helps the DM remind the characters that they're getting out of character.
Yeah,
That they're
that's
being that they're acting out of character. Like, hey, you said your character was like this, so this doesn't seem like something your character
doesn't
would
seem like
actually
something
do.
a good person would do. Like you just
Yeah.
run the person because you like their shiny item and you can impose your will. That seems pretty
Yeah,
evil, bro. Cool
because
stuff.
all it comes together. You're a group of friends telling a story with variables that happen in the story.
But see, that's where I actually enjoyed it because you were telling the story and like the combat and the stuff would go along. So usually you're playing with a group of folks you have good chemistry with, and
Yeah,
then if you have really good chemistry, you should be able to play the roles. I remember there was a point where we had a campaign, we had higher level characters, we had started a new campaign, and at one point they met. They weren't off to the wrong foot. So people were literally, I'm like, all right, so I've got my axe to so and so, so you've got your dagger to mine, blah, blah, blah. And some people were drawing on themselves and stuff. That's that's difficult to do because you're playing in character. What you're going to do? You're going to defend your friends,
mm,
and also the alignment. Some people a little bit more trigger happy, and
yeah. Like
Rick is an obligate mad
I
scientist.
DM'd a few different kind of games, and mostly stuff like that. I would just be like, would your character really do that? Because I like thinking if we read this as a story unfolding, That's the
You
most
want it to
fun.
make sense.
That's the most fun, especially if you're telling other people, oh man, we had this campaign and the story basically ended up going like this. Like, then it's so fun. But yeah, if you're trying to play and you're an evil character, but you have like the good character doing stuff that you should be doing, then it kind of sucks because you're also stepping on another player's toes.
Well,
Like you're
that's why
going, not only are you acting out of character, but then you're giving a character that's already aligned that way. Like you're taking something that they should be doing, kind of.
Well,
And that always sucks.
yeah. Well, it's like some people like, listen, I want to be a drow. Why? I want my fire resistance and spell resistance, blah blah blah, and these bonuses. It's like, okay, you at least I'm sure they've changed it with the more recent editions. But before, it's like I think the overall thing is drow had to be evil. Like they had to be. They didn't need to be lawfully evil. You could just be neutral, just tending towards evilness and everything. But
Those
that
were
was one of the
originally
things. And
just designs for NPCs.
yeah. So I mean, you can do that. That's the thing. Whatever you're going to do, it's like number one, like you said, you're supposed to be telling a story. Apparently, there are some folks, and it's to be fair, you always know that like there are some folks like that just kind of like I think a lot of like the Warhammer 40K crowd, because a lot of folks like you got our units, you got your point buy, blah 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 blah. You put all your things out there and you run the battles because battles can be really fun. Some people just like to just like do it for the battles and stuff. Which is totally fine. And some of them are like, no, who cares about that? Well, I mean, if they just want to play like a fighting game, kind of like turn into a street fighter or something, you could totally do that. I ain't the boss at anybody. But if you want to get into a campaign like setting, more of a traditional way, like you're telling a story and you want it to be like a good story. So, like, I don't know, if they ever made a movie of it, it would be pretty good. I mean, it's not
Right?
like you could just take chat logs and upcoming like video logs of campaigns you literally have and then have it actually make a movie. I think
That
we're
would be
getting
neat.
there.
But yeah, one of my favorite things is to sit around with was sitting around with players talk about past campaigns and the stories that ended up happening.
The deep lore
Yeah.
and the utter disdain many dungeon masters have for the immovable rod.
And that's always if players stayed or characters stayed in character was where the good stories came from.
Noodle,
The bad
noodles
experiences
are
always
neutral
came
good.
from there would be like two people, they would want to do everything, whether it was out of character or not, just to be basically like main character syndrome.
Wow. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
That's the ultimate main character. Because most of
Yeah.
the good main characters don't want to be main characters. It's thrust upon them. That's why they're usually good main characters.
Yeah.
And yes, ramen is good. I can confirm that.
Yeah.
Ramen has saved lives.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, nerdy. You kissed the Drow Paladin and liked it. You
Ooh.
liked it. But you know what? I never played two. I played, what was that other kind of, which was the game? It was like Dungeons and Dragons. You would have equipment and you would have like your units battle. And I remember like there was a glitch where you could wear like infinite helmets, where like your head slot was not restricted. So you could just literally pile on helmets. So you had some ridiculous armor class or something. So you needed a critical to hit you. I might just be making that up, but I remember something like that. Yes. I kissed the girl and I liked it. I liked it. Something like that. Fizz probably knows.
Yeah. And for some reason, the dance game, it freaking censored the word cherry.
What? I didn't
Just
know that
Dance.
was in the song.
Yeah, it says the taste of a cherry chapstick, and for some reason in the Just Dance, it freaking censors that word.
Oh
The word
my
cherry.
god, I just got the dirty reference.
I don't understand why it censors the word cherry. Why?
It's
Oh.
when you get a little older,
Okay.
we'll explain that joke to you.
But of all the stuff that that people get away with on the radio, why would it? Since it's not an actual bad word, why would it do that?
I'm gonna be racist and say because it came out of Japan.
Oh,
I think so. Is that the one you're referring to?
Yeah, it is.
No.
Using
There are certain things. No. Listen, every place
the
is
Just
different.
Dance is.
And
I think
folks,
that
it's just a
game is
little
Japanese
thing. It's
originally.
like, yeah, over here in the States, dropping a C next Tuesday is very, very offensive. It's very rude and everything. In Australia, it ain't even cursing. And it's a very weird dynamic and stuff. All of a sudden, it takes a moment. You like feel like, all right, other side of the world, okay. Whereas if you drop an F bomb, it's like, oh, you trying to start a fight? It's really, oh, we drop F bombs all the time over here. Apparently, PG-13, you're allowed one F bomb now, which I personally think is kind of weird, and especially if it's dropped in a Godzilla movie. I'm not sure why that's needed, but hey, you do what you want. Oh,
I always thought that concept was funny, and like making fun of the concept within the like breaking the fourth wall to make fun of that idea that there's like only one F bomb allowed. Better make it count. Like,
you know, if you're allowed one and you have the right spot, you could do that. Why don't you? I mean, you could bleep it if you want. I mean, bleeping it might be funnier and stuff. Feel like this is the one thing that'll get us down to PG-13. Maybe in, I don't know. Because I'm just thinking, how much do they need to cut from Deadpool to make it PG-13? I didn't
right?
watch the cut ones though.
I believe that's one of
It
the
was.
times where they freaking made a joke of wasting the F bomb and him being really upset about it.
Well, see, that's the thing. It's like I don't really. My thing is, if you're gonna do something, if you're trying to tell a story, if you're trying to actually have like some art or something actually going on, it's like, oh, why don't you just make it awesome? If that happens to require an F bomb, you can censor it. You don't have to. You can do what you want. It's your art, but you also need to recognize. It's like, what are you trying to do this for? If you're trying to go out there and you're trying to make a very bold statement, you can do that. Bold statements don't always make a lot of money. And if you're hired by a company, and companies are people that are required to maximize the return on the interest of their shareholders, aka make money, you may want your art to do well so you could continue have a job and persist. Up to you. Again, I ain't the boss of nobody there. I'm just speaking some words out there into the digital ether that's totally not an ether. It's a digital superfluid, we'll say. That said, we've gone over a lot of time. Um, I think we have more viewers than we may have ever had. A lot of them over on our ex Twitters. Good to
Oh,
see folks over there and the
yeah.
YouTubes and everything. But yeah,
Of
what
all
did
the
you get
ones
going
to
on?
tune into, it's the one about farts.
Yeah, radioactive farts
Radioactive glow in the dark
from a
farts.
totally documented lunar wolf girl who is a good girl and not tooting her
Definitely
nose,
came
knocking
here
out drones.
the proper way with whatever you have to do, paperwork. I think.
You, as far as I can tell, you were born into your form while you were here. Your
Oh
Twitch form,
yeah,
I don't know
true.
if that was in Japan or not.
Yep, I was born into my form in your airspace, technically.
Yeah, airspace list. Actually, to be fair, if you were in airspace, I feel like just say you were on that part of the moon because that actually kind of makes sense. So at least I don't have to lie about stuff and things. So uh yes, if anybody's in the F bomb squirrel.
F bomb
That's,
squirrel. It
oh no.
yeah, it'll make sense if I ever finally start publishing my lore chapters.
That's okay. It will happen. All good things with time. So if
Hmm.
anybody would like to help out the greater household, there's the Adventures of Piper channel in the chat and the doobly doo. There's the Fyzz's Twitch for stuff and things, and there's Fizz Gigi also has a YouTube which he's going to be doing some stuff and things over. Uh,
Yeah, right now I've been putting clips in the shorts section.
some of them have been pretty funny.
Right, there's stuff I like really want to do with that channel. I do not have the proper equipment. And that sounds funny.
So listen, as long as we can upgrade you at some point, that may sound worse. There's hope.
As for the independent eye blinking, yeah, glasses. Glasses mess with the eye tracking, and especially like for some reason, if I smile, it decides my mouth is hanging open.
Yes. That's why your mouth keeps moving like a not so greatly dubbed Japanese Godzilla movie.
Yeah, that's why it twitches, is because it can't decide if my mouth is open or closed if I smile.
Okay. That's okay. Listen, Fez, we accept you for all your random glitches and stuck caps locks keys and everything. Anything you want to leave the good folks with? You got some twitching going on a little later?
Yeah. I'm supposed to be tortured in Minecraft some more.
Oh, I've been there. That's always stuff. It's
I think I'm going to be in the Sky World this time. Which was terrible. So that's going to be awesome.
all right. Well, you've heard it
Even
here.
his hair is hot.
We've come to the point in the show where we're just gonna put our foot
Looks
or
like perhaps we were going about it wrong and needed both the hooves and the mouth.
You're welcome, everybody. But with that, take care, everyone, and remember, no fizzes were heard in the making of this
I'm
broadcast.
broken. You broke me. Oh no. Oh dear. You guys? You guys! I just want to hug some